Good morning, students. Our today's topic is conform. Majority, that is 99% of animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain a constant internal environment. Their body temperature changes with the ambient temperature, that is the surrounding temperature. In aquatic animals, the osmotic concentration of the body fluids change with that of the outer water osmotic concentration. These animals and plants are simply conformers. Considering the benefits of constant internal environment to the organism, we must ask why these conformers have not evolved to become regulators. Thermoregulation is energetically expensive for many organisms. When an organism maintains a constant body temperature, then that organism has to spend energy for maintaining that temperature. Heat loss or heat gain is a function of surface area. Since small animals have a large surface area relative to their volume, they tend to lose body heat very fast when it is cold outside. Then they have to spend much energy to generate body heat through metabolism. This is the main reason why very small animals are rarely found in polar regions. पोलर रीजन्स में काफ़ी ठंडा टेम्परेचर है, कम टेम्परेचर है, तो वहाँ पे बहुत स्मॉल एनिमल्स नहीं मिलते क्योंकि उन एनिमल्स की सरफेस एरिया अपॉन वॉल्यूम रेशो ज़्यादा होती है, जिससे कि उनका बॉडी लॉस ज़्यादा है. उनको अपना बॉडी से हीट लॉस को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए ज़्यादा एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस करनी पड़ती है, तो उनका हीट लॉस ज़्यादा हो जाता है. During the course of evolution, the costs and benefit of maintaining a constant internal environment are taken into consideration. यही रीज़न है कि बहुत कुछ एनिमल्स ही इवॉल्व हुए हैं जो कि अपनी एनर्जी नीड्स को सेटिस्फाई कर पाए. बाकी एनिमल, मैक्सिमम एनिमल्स, वो अपने आप को एनवायरनमेंट के अकॉर्डिंगली ही चेंज कर लेते हैं. If the stressful external conditions are localized or remain only for a short duration, the organism has two alternatives. Either it can migrate or suspend. So, what is migrate? The organism can move away temporarily from the stressful habitat to a more hospitable area and return when stressful period is over. कुछ बर्ड्स भी हैं, माइग्रेटरी बर्ड्स, जो कि ठंड के टाइम में एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ट्रैवल कर लेते हैं. कहीं पे भी अगर उनकी स्ट्रेसफुल कंडीशंस आती हैं तो उस जगह को छोड़कर वो अपना हैबिटेट चेंज कर लेते हैं और उसके बाद फिर वापस उसी जगह पे आ जाते हैं. इन ह्यूमन एनालॉजी, दिस स्ट्रेटजी इज लाइक अ पर्सन मूविंग फ्रॉम दिल्ली टू शिमला फॉर ड्यूरेशन ऑफ समर. मैनी एनिमल्स, particularly birds, during winter undertake long distance migrations to more hospitable areas. Every winter, the famous Colorado National Park, Bharatpur in Rajasthan, hosts thousands of migratory birds coming from Siberia and other extremely cold northern regions. Second is suspend. In bacteria, fungi, and lower plants, various kind of thick-walled spores are formed which help them to survive unfavorable conditions. बैक्टीरिया अपने बाहर एक थिक सेल वॉल बना लेता है, फंगी अपने स्पोर्स बना लेती है और वो अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस में स्पोर्स की वॉल थिक होती है, वो उसको हेल्प करती है टू टाइड ओवर द अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस. जब सूटेबल कंडीशंस आती हैं तो दे जर्मिनेट अगेन. In higher plants, seeds and some other vegetative reproductive structures serve as means to tide over periods of stress, besides helping in dispersal. They germinate to form new plants under favorable moisture and temperature conditions. They do so by reducing their metabolic activities and growing into a state of dormancy. In animals, the organisms, if unable to migrate, might avoid the stress by escaping in time. The familiar case of bears going into hibernation during winter is an example of escape in time. सर्दियों में जो बियर है वो अपने आप को हाइबरनेट करता है अपनी स्ट्रेसफुल कंडीशंस को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए. ये एक एग्जांपल है एस्केप इन टाइम का. Some snails and fish go into estivation to avoid summer related problems of heat and desiccation. Desiccation means breakdown means कुछ parts का झड़ जाना या टूट जाना. Under unfavorable conditions, many zooplankton species. Zooplanktons means small animals which feed on phytoplankton. जो समुंदर में छोटे एनिमल्स हैं जो प्लांट्स खा रहे हैं उनको जूओप्लैंक्टन कहते हैं. Zooplankton species in lakes and ponds are known to enter diapause. What is diapause? Diapause is a stage of suspended development. वो एक ऐसी स्लीपिंग स्टेज टाइप है जिसमें उनकी ग्रोथ आगे रुक जाती है. नेक्स्ट इज अडेप्टेशंस. Adaptation is any attribute of the organism. Attribute means any characteristics of the organism, whether morphological, physiological, or behavioral, that enables the organism to survive and reproduce in its habitat. Adaptation क्या है? उसकी स्ट्रक्चर में या फंक्शनिंग में या बिहेवियर में कोई चेंज आ जाए जो उसको हेल्प करे उस हैबिटेट में रहने के लिए. Many For example, in the absence of an external source of water, the kangaroo rat in North American deserts is capable of meeting all its water requirements through its internal fat oxidation, in which water is a byproduct. North America में कंगारू रैट ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका अगर उसको कई दिन तक पानी नहीं भी मिले तो वो उसके बिना सर्वाइव कर लेता है क्योंकि उसमें बॉडी में जो फैट ऑक्सीडाइज होकर एक बाई प्रोडक्ट वाटर बनाता है जिससे कि वो रैट कई दिन तक सर्वाइव कर लेता है. इट हैज़ ऑल्सो द एबिलिटी टू कंसनट्रेट इट्स यूरिन सो दैट द मिनिमल volume of water is used to remove excretory products. Many desert plants have a thick cuticle on their leaf surface and have their stomata arranged in deep pits to minimize water loss through transpiration. Cactus plant में stomata हैं वो deeply inserted होते हैं, बहुत deep present होते हैं और उनकी leaves भी spines में modify हो जाती हैं. Purpose है ताकि उनमें वाटर लॉस थ्रू ट्रांसपीरेशन कम से कम हो क्योंकि वो डेजर्ट एरियाज में रह रहे हैं. एंड दे हैव अ स्पेशल फोटोसिंथेटिक पाथवे दैट इनेबल्स देयर स्टोमेटा टू रिमेन क्लोज्ड ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम. उनमें एक CAM दैट इज़ क्रॉसुलेशियन एसिड मेटाबॉलिज्म पाथवे है जो कि उनको हेल्प करता है ताकि उनके स्टोमेटा दिन में क्लोज रहें और रात में उनके स्टोमेटा ओपन हो जाएं. Some desert plants like Opuntia have no leaves. They are reduced to spines and the photosynthetic function is taken by the flattened stem. तो ये सब कुछ modifications हैं. Mammals from colder climates generally have shorter ears and limbs to minimize heat loss. This is known as Allen's rule. According to Allen's rule, mammals from colder climates have shorter ears and limbs to minimize heat loss. This is important definition. In the polar seas, aquatic mammals like seals have a thick layer of fat below their skin that act as an insulator and reduces loss of body heat. So these are the adaptations in colder regions. Some organisms possess adaptations that are physiological which allow them to respond quickly to a stressful situation. कुछ ऑर्गेनिज्म की फंक्शनिंग में भी फ़र्क आ जाता है ताकि वो इस स्ट्रेसफुल कंडीशंस को टॉलरेट कर पाएँ। You must have experienced what is called altitude sickness. Its symptoms include nausea, fatigue, and heart palpitations. This is because in the low atmospheric pressure of high altitude, when altitude is high, their pressure becomes low and then altitude sickness occurs. This is because in the low the body does not get enough oxygen, because at high altitude the body does not get enough oxygen. But gradually you get acclimatized and stop experiencing altitude sickness. ये आप कुछ देर तक होगा, उसके बाद आपकी बॉडी इसके लिए यूज टू हो जाएगी, ये चीज़ ख़त्म हो जाएगी ऑल्टीट्यूड सिकनेस। उसका रीज़न क्या है? द बॉडी कंपनसेट लो oxygen availability by increasing red blood cell production, decreasing the body affinity of hemoglobin, and by increasing breathing rate. बॉडी इस सिकनेस को कैसे ओवरकम करती है? वहाँ पे हमारे जाके रेड आरबीसी का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ जाता है और ब्रीदिंग रेट भी बढ़ जाती है, जिससे कि हमारी ऑक्सीजन कैरिंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ जाती है। In most animals, the metabolic reactions and hence all the physiological functions proceed optimally in a narrow temperature range as in humans. It is 37 degrees centigrade. But there are microbes that flourish in hot springs and deep sea hydrothermal vents where temperature far exceeds 100 degrees centigrade. How is this possible? Because in that microorganisms thick wall is present which gives the survival advantage. Many fish thrive in Antarctic waters where the temperature is always below zero. How do they manage to keep their body fluids from freezing? In them they have antifreeze proteins. In the fish which are very deep in the sea, they have anti-freezing proteins which prevents their body fluid from freezing. A large variety of marine invertebrates and fish live in great depths in oceans where the pressure could be 100 times the normal atmospheric pressure. As we go deep in the sea, the pressure increases. Then how they can survive? Organisms living in such extreme environments show a fascinating array of biochemical adaptations. These species they lack air bladder. Some organisms show behavioral responses to cope with variations in their environment. Desert lizard, it remains in the sun for some time and absorbs heat when its body temperature drops below the comfort zone, but move into shade when the ambient temperature start increasing. Ambient means surrounding temperature starts increasing. Some species are capable of burrowing into the soil to hide and escape from the above ground heat. I hope this is clear. Population we will start next time. Thank you.